Sure, anywhere you want. You can go in the garden. Hi guys, ArchieLuxury, and who do I recommend in America? In America, who do I recommend for quality pre-owned wristwatches? David SW, David SW, David SW. Go to davidsw.com. He is the best, the greatest pre-owned dealer in all of the United States of America. David SW, David SW, David SW. Hey guys, ArchieLuxury on the Pluta and the ArchieLuxury channel. Today guys, I want to talk about coronavirus, and I want to talk about how it's affecting the luxury watch market. There's been a lot of speculation going around the traps there. People have been saying that prices must fall with the coronavirus starting to get a little bit on the nasty side. We've had a massive stock market fall, well, 100 and something points. We've had it's not a wipeout, it's just a fall. We've had a number of serious things. Many countries are now restricting Chinese tourists. Australia itself has stopped anyone from China coming to Australia at the moment. Group travel, China has actually stopped that itself. So we're in a bit of a quagmire. A quagmire, that's a good word for someone from Oxley State High. Bit of a quagmire. What's happening? Well, I like to speak about facts. So let me tell you what's happening there. I got my ear to the ground. And let me tell you what's happened. Because, okay, this is what's happened. Some of the syndicated dealers, these are dealers who've got branches in Australia as well as Hong Kong and rest of Asia. What are they doing? Well, let me tell you. Rolex Steel Sports stock is hitting the deal. It's hitting Australia. That's correct, guys. This is what's happening. So instead of these pieces going straight to honkers, they're actually coming to Australia. Now, does that mean that Rolex is actually sending it to the dealers themselves? I don't think so. I think it's more of a situation where those dealers have decided, well, hang on a minute, business is so bad in Hong Kong, there's no point us. Because the reality is they don't just want to sell the piece. See, they don't want to just sell you a Pepsi or a Hulk or a Panda. No, what they want to do is package it. They want to package it with other garbage, less desirable pieces, harder to sell pieces. So what is actually happening is, and this is actually a very good this is the situation. I got to be careful how I say this because I don't want to get the people involved into trouble. But what basically has happened is more stock is coming into Australia. Now, it's coming from the main dealers. I'm not going to name the dealers. I'm not going to tell you who they are. But basically, if you are a VIP with these particular dealers, you may be getting a phone call. Now, that's not to say they won't be asking for a bit of backhand, although I have no proof of that. Or they may be doing a bit of packaging, meaning if you want the Batgirl, you got to also buy a Datejust in precious metal. So that's not to say the packaging won't happen. But I know a couple of dealers in Sydney, and guess what? Guess what? Guess what? They've had about 3 or 4. Okay. Okay. Let's just be honest. They've had five watches come in because these people are flippers. They're flippers. So the flippers have come and said, "Hey, how much will you give me? I know one dealer in Sydney who had a Batgirl, a Hulk, and a Panda. That's right. So what I think's happening is these dealers who are in Hong Kong, if they have an Australian adjunct, they will send the stock to Australia because things are so bad in Honkers. How bad is it in Hong Kong? Well, some restaurants are reporting a downturn in trade of 90%. 90%. Don't panic too much, because it is Hong Kong has been an overinflated market for a long time. So what's happening is these pieces are coming through Australian dealers. They're going to customers in Australia, and of course those Aussies, skippy flippers, they're immediately putting them, going to dealers to try and see what price they can get. So that's the reality. Now, the other thing is, this is very highly confidential, and I've got to change the name to protect the guilty, but I have it on good authority. Any modern steel sports Rolex will get you out of Wuhan. If you're in that death zone, you apparently can bribe your way out. A friend of a friend of a friend of a friend recently paid a Hulk, a brand new Hulk, box papers to get out of Wuhan province. And the way it was said to him is, sir, you have never been to Wuhan. What are you talking about? So the paperwork was provided to say that they'd never been to Wuhan. They got out and they got on the next jet out of that fucking place because it's a death zone. So, to be completely honest with you, wristwatches are a cool currency, because the Chinese officials, they can't be carrying a suitcase of money. They don't want property transfers take a while to organize. Wristwatches, just slap on the baby. You got two wrists, slap it on, and you free to go. So, in all honesty there, wristwatches are a great currency. The next thing is, are prices going to fall? Very, very good question. Are they going to fall? Look, the man in the street in Hong Kong is saying, my man in Hong Kong is saying prices themselves are easing. However, they are so inflated that I could never buy anything from them in the first place. Pandas, Hulks, Batgirls, Batmans, all of that hot stuff, that is highly inflated in price. It's gone down about 10%. It's still what they would be selling for in Australia through the grey market dealers there. So it's a real tricky one. It is a real tricky one. It is a combo meal deal. No, it's just that the prices are so inflated, it's hard. A lot of dealers, yes, they'll take a bit off, do the deal now, yes, but they're not going to take off any more than 10 to 15%. They're not going to sell this precious stock at a huge loss. For example, Submariners, any steel sports Rolex, modern steel sports Rolex, they're not looking at selling it at 30, 40, half price. That's not the case. Where the bargains are is in the crap, the garbage. What I mean by garbage is the brands that are bloody hard to sell. The IWC's absolutely pungent. Panerai is very soft. A lot of the brands like that, Zenith is toxic. Interestingly enough, I'm getting reports that modern Patek, anything modern Patek, is highly in demand. It is just selling so fast because it's a store of currency. A lot of locals want to get out of currency. If they've got black money, they'd rather have a Calatrava on their wrist or a couple Calatravas up their sleeve to get out of Dodge. So I think the reports that prices will crash completely over-exaggerated. I mean, there are motivated sellers. Yes, they do want to cash out, but a lot of these people say, right, I don't care what happens. I'm not going to sell the hard-to-get stock at massive losses. We're not going to sell it at massive losses. So I've got to be completely honest with you there. I would say be very aware of this. If you do get Steel Sports at retail, grab it. That bubble has not burst. Rolex is a new currency. People want to have something they can get out of Dodge with. It's a very transportable asset class. So if you were humming and hawing, oh, if I got the call, if you got the call, grab it with both hands. That is the advice from the pontiff. Your pontiff is saying grab it with both hands. Although stock is freeing up in Australia, there's been about half a dozen examples here where hard to get stock is freeing up. It doesn't mean the price is necessarily falling. It is what it is. It's still selling at massive premiums. Where you may see some fall is actually in the paddock market, the Nautilus and the Aquanaut, which is so hot, but they're so expensive when you're looking at that end of the price range. It's no wonder people are scared to go there. But yeah, that seems to be the way it is. My man in Hong Kong has said there's no Calatravas in the in a lot of paddock dealers. No Calatravas at all. Sold out. People seem to be, with the coronavirus, if they are buying things, they want to get their money out of cash. They're worried about the currency falling, and they see watches as an international hedge. So there you go. It's a bit of an update. Please don't tell any dealers what I've told you. It's highly confidential, only for viewers of the ArchieLuxury and the Paul Pluta channel. Guys, like, subscribe, tell your dealer friends, and please, guys, just don't tell anyone about it. It's only for ArchieLuxury viewers. I want to promote KK Design, which is a San Diego-based interior designer who specializes in full-service residential and boutique-style commercial spaces from start to finish. Reach her and check out her work at www.katek.design. Kate K all the way. I want to introduce a new company. This is Fame City Property Solutions. That's correct. They're located in Northeast Ohio. And Fame City Property Solutions replaces non-efficient lights with energy-saving LED lighting. Now, I got to tell you, the guys at Fame City, they will install energy-saving LED lights at office buildings, commercial warehouses, home improvement stores, grocery stores, schools, parking lots, and other residential homes. Now, you can email these guys at famecitypropertysolutions@gmail.com. That's all one word there. famecitypropertysolutions@gmail.com.